Okay, I've decided to just kind of start recording and just get this over and done with because I feel like I'm just gonna keep being a fucking chud if I don't just record it and do it. Um, Hi, my name is Muse. You might know me, you might not. That's chill. I'm okay with that. I'm a pretty, I'm pretty humble. I'm pretty humble. Um, this is my song. It's called "The Sum of My Regrets." You may have heard it. I'm sure if you are actively looking at this channel, you probably have. Um, I'll get it out of the way. This song initially wasn't supposed to be anything. Like I wasn't really planning on actually doing anything with this. It was kind of just something that started off as something really small to like practice something, and then it ended up becoming something that I really like. I really like this song a lot. I think this song is pretty good. And I mean, obviously, the fact that this one, the filler song in the album, hit 12K over the song with the Vocaloid on it. It goes to show that I definitely hit the mark with this one, which is good. I'm happy to hear that. So I thought I would break it down. I've always wanted to do something like this. Take the time to break down a song I make and I don't know, maybe show how it's done a little bit. I say how it's done like I actually know what I'm doing. I really don't, but so don't take advice from me too much. This is basically just my little method um, of how I personally do things. Um, and again, you'll notice that this song is very organized. This is not a normal thing for me. My songs are never this organized. My shit is usually a mess. Oh my god. It is usually such a fucking mess. Okay. So the song started off when I made this. This was what started it. It's very simple. It's just a minor chord arpeggiated. And then I do this little trick, and I really gotta stop doing it because I've been doing it too much. Where usually in songs, like when it comes to these kinds of chords, you'll notice a lot in like drum and bass and jungle. A lot of us will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they'll do another chord on the fifth because it's satisfying. It's a satisfying change. Everybody loves a circle of fifths. Everybody be jerking off that circle of fifths. Um, but I mean, it's true. It's a really nice change. But I find that in this song, I wanted to try going on the four, and that's what I practiced, was seeing what would be the difference if I'd went to the four instead of the five. So I go from the F to the C sharp instead of the C, um, and then instead of on the op, instead of moving these notes down four as well, I put the second note of the op back on that F on the four, and then I kept the two top notes to the C and the G. And I think that really helped create tension in the op, which I think was really nice. And it really accentuates those top notes, and it keeps it like steady. It's like there's something always happening, and then obviously you got the end there, so it flows back into itself and doesn't get too repetitive. And then basically what I did was I turned that into chords. It's nothing crazy. It's literally just two minor nines. It's waltz. It's got a bass line following the one and the five and the one and the five, and it goes up an octave on the five, and then it goes underneath to circle back in, and it's just the minor ninth chord. Most of these instruments are Xenology. I love Xenology. Xenology's my good. Like literally all of them are probably gonna be Xenology. There might be a couple serums, but I mean, most of them are gonna be Xenology. But it was that, and then there's these piano chords. I thought these were really nice. When it comes to these kinds of pianos in the background, I like to trial having these bass notes in because I think sometimes it can be nice. I found that it wasn't here. And when I don't put those bass notes on, you'll notice the C and the D up here. So these five are the minor nine. But you actually take these two notes here. You take the third and the fourth note of the chord and you just bring it up an octave, just to add like a little bit of top layer, because I find that it helps to flesh out the sound and fill out the range. Like on this piano, on the waltz piano, I cut out the bass and everything. I think that a lot of important things with mixing I find very tricky. And there's a very, very cheap way of solving that issue, and it is quite literally just to empty out the mid range on stuff and then empty out the top range on other things. You kind of got to let everything find its place. A lot of people find a lot of difficulty in mixing, I think, and uh, it's pretty simple. It's really simple once you kind of figure out that you just need to have everything have its place. And once everything has its place, you can kind of add more shit to fill in with it. Um, I have a tempo automation for the piano and everything. This is the first time I tried this too. This was a little bit of practice. I didn't do anything crazy with it. It literally just slowly fades in. And then it's got this little bit where it dips in. And I have these two here. And what these two are is it's literally just the first chord of the piano and the first note of here reversed. And I make it fade in because I feel like, I mean, okay, let's say listen to it without it. Let's listen to it without it, and then let's listen to it with it. You'll notice that they kind of just come in, and it's a bit like abrupt. But when we have those in there, it swells in. I really like to do that. I think that's a really nice tip when it comes to music. Is don't be afraid to just put some shit there. Like usually I'll just use like a crash and I'll reverse the crash and I'll put the crash in. But I thought this was really, really nice. And then there's just a piano lead that follows the top line of the notes. It's so simple. I'm always really simple with these, but I think that sometimes simple is really satisfying. Again, really simple. It's so simple. And then it's just a stack. This is the same minor 9 chord, again with the C and the D and the G stacked on top of itself, this time with the G as well. And then this time I also moved this note up because when you go down to the 4, it takes you to the C sharp 3. So the G sharp is the 5th of the C sharp. So I took that 5th and I moved this note up because I thought it sounded nice. And then up here too, because it also just brings it up a bit, gives it a bit of change in the chords. Because otherwise, it sounds very flat. Like it doesn't sound like it's moving anywhere, and I hate it when songs do that. Like it's kind of nice, but it doesn't feel like it has that emotional impact that it does when you're actually able to move those things. And then I just have a violin playing the top notes too. Over on this side, when it comes to the bass, I just had a acoustic bass. I think this was Trillion. I'm pretty sure this was Trillion. The fact that it's taking so long to open is telling me that this is Trillion. Yeah, it's Trillion. Trillion is an awesome plugin. They have great basses. It's just a nice, satisfying bass. That's literally it for the bass. It follows the bottom notes of the piano, you'll notice. It just follows that. It's so simple. And then I just got these drums. This is like really, really simple drum design for like waltz, like 3/4 stuff. And that's literally it. And then I had some hi-hats over here too. Actually, I lied, sorry. Which I thought was cool too. I also, over here, I bring in a little pizzicato and this E-piano. Just add some variation. Because I thought it'd be nice to have something a bit different. This just follows the chords too, and then it still keeps that flat note. But instead of the G this time, it is the C, because I feel like it's nice to change things up. I feel like songs get really bland, especially songs without vocals. You got to be really cautious with things being bland. So sometimes it's nice just to like, oh, it's been 4 bars, so let's change something up, add something, do something nice. And initially, that was the end of the song. That was all I had. And then I woke up the next morning after making that, and I decided, you know what? I'm not done. I'm not done. I want to do some more. So I got a drum break. I got this. This is DNB Break 63 from the. Let me find this from the Music Radar Breaks kit. It's really good. It has like 200 drum breaks. This is number 63. It's pretty cool. It's simple. And I literally just chopped that up for this song. So I wrote this little fill. And then it's just this. A lot of this is chopped up. The breaks are really bad because I mean usually you get people who use like Slice X and stuff for this. I just didn't feel like it. There's also a bass slide there, and you know you cut out the piano a little bit, so everything else has time to fill in. And then I just let it drop. So two big things changed. You'll notice that for the entire song, this piano plays. This piano is playing for the whole song. The only times it changes here. And the only difference is that instead of the bass moving, the bass stays the same because I feel like it would be a bit more impactful for that section. But the only real changes is the drums. And I mean, the drums just live the entire time. This section has this drums. But the only reason I did that was because it was absolutely getting boring having the same drums. The bass changes too. And obviously it's side chained to the kick. Usually when I side chain, you can take your kick and you can go here and you can side chain to this track. And then you can usually... What I'll do is you can grab Fruity Limiter and you can go to Compressor and you can click the sidechain in here. I find that to be good most of the time, but I felt for this time it'd be better if I sidechained it like this. What this is it just turns down the volume of the bass when the kick plays. Over here, the bass changes to be something a bit more rhythmic, something that has a little bit of movement, has a little bit of like variety instead of just being that flat note. And then we take we take the same piano here, and we just let the bass take the focus here. That was the idea, was I wanted to really hit home that the vibe had changed, so I really let the bass take focus. That's why I made the piano keep the bass notes flat, because I didn't want the bass notes of the piano to take the attention away from what the bass was playing. And then I had that piano lead just be these little trickles. And then I also wrote this little bit more complicated bass just because I got tired. A lot of things come from me getting tired and like going like, I want to do something else. So I wrote this little bit of a more moving bass. Like the other bass was already moving. This one just moves a little bit more. It's good. I like it. It's calm. It's tough. I also introduced a synth lead because obviously as this song had moved more to like drum and bass, I kind of wanted to bring more synth influence, which is why the bass and the synth lead are there. And I let that move along with the violin and staccato here. I have another synth lead here, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep this one because honestly, it's not that good. Man, you can really tell the mixing is not that great on this. And then I basically just had this little breakdown section with this drift and drums. And then I just brought it back for this, and then I took the lead that was over here, I put it over here. I made the violin go up instead of down, so I took that fifth and I just brought it an octave up instead of an octave down. So you can kind of hear that in the back, that it has a little bit of difference. And I also added a little synth because I thought it'd be nice to have something in the back. I thought that was nice. And then for the outro, I took this really boring. I just had the chord. And I mean, that's about it. I have some bit crushing automation on there. So I have a bit crusher on the master. It's a patcher. It's just patcher. 1K crusher, because I do have KBS bit crusher, but I'm not gonna lie, I was lazy as fuck. This was not supposed to be a song, so I took that automation, and you can hear that here. Everything's really crunchy, and then you can hear when it comes to this, it fades out, and everything becomes a bit more clear. There's also a bit of bit crushing automation here. So you can hear this get a little bit crunchier, and then it slowly comes back at the end too. Because I think that's nice. I think it tells a story I didn't write, and people are welcome to interpret that however they want. The only really other thing is the ocean sounds and the mixing, and I won't really bore you guys with the mixing because my mixing is boring. A lot of it is quite literally just parametric EQ. My mastering, yeah, OTT on master, flame me, whatever the fuck. I like to put the radio preset on every single song and spread it out because I think it sounds nice. I always take a soft clipper and a limiter on my master. A lot of my instruments have delay and reverb on them, and spreader, because I wanted to try spreader. I thought it was nice, but you'll notice that a lot of my instruments are very, very similarly mixed. The only real thing is that like the drums have their own bit crushing on them, and the bass has OTT on the synth bass. But that is about it. I'm really happy that you guys liked that. When I woke up and I saw that this song had fucking 12K, I was overjoyed. I was very happy. I really appreciate you guys. I know I'm not the best at explaining what I'm doing, but I hope this was cool to watch. I really like breaking down songs and showing what I do. And do let me know if you would like to see something like this again in the future. Thank you very much. Bye bye.